Another thing we need to get better at on defense, these guys need to learn, other than Deshaun Jameson, who made that great play on Dallas Wheaton Bryce Ford Wheaton down the field. We do not play the ball well as cornerbacks at all.
Get your head around.
Yeah. Like Jahdae Barron, you were in great position if you turn your head around a second earlier and just have you can have your arm on someone, just have your arm right here on his chest and play like this. They're not going to call the penalty. And instead, he has his head around, both hands on the chest. They're going to call that every time. And we haven't been able to do that under any defensive coordinator since Mac Brown left. Like, you've had under Tom Herman, under Charlie Strong, now under Steve Sarkisian, none of these guys have been able to play the ball other than Holton Hill. So it's like, what are we doing here? Chris Boyd, who's in the NFL, couldn't play the ball while at Texas, can play the ball decently well in the NFL now. Brandon Jones couldn't play the ball very well at Texas, playing pretty well in the NFL right now. Holton Hill's the only one. I don't think he's in the NFL, and that's because of his own doing. Lexi Jones, Carr had 300 yards plus, 3 Ds, no interceptions. Yeah, very good game. Solemn drip. Refs took away a blatant pass interference for the home team. I don't remember that, to be honest with you. Was there a blatant pass interference they took away?
No, I'm not sure that they took away. I know that the blatant pass interference on Casey Kane in the end zone was given to us.
Yeah, I don't really think there were any big calls that went our way tonight. We got all the luck tonight, other than the onside kick. That was abysmal coverage on that, but other than that, I mean, the Xavier Worthy tip was awesome. That usually does not happen for us. That usually goes the opposite way. So everything went our way tonight. It was nice. He said they picked up the flag. I don't remember that, but I don't.
I'd have to go back and watch.
Yeah.
Which I do. Texas held a WVU receiver is what I mean.
Oh, okay. There might have been, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't really think any of that. I mean, West Virginia's receivers need to learn how to catch the ball, first off. JT Daniels had a lot of decent passes tonight that were dropped. Sam James is good. Ford Wheaton is good, but Ford Wheaton has pretty good hands, but Sam James dropped a couple passes tonight. First off, guys, can you please hit that like button? Please subscribe. Also, can you please go over to the Texas channel and subscribe there? We're trying to grow that channel. Please do that. Subscribe, like all the videos. Thank you very much for that. Next up, D4, plug that Patreon, please.
Yeah, man, Patreon. We get on there. You get perks. You get Mark's picks. You get access to the Discord server that I myself am on with a bunch of other guys. That do shows on Mark's channel. The Pac-12 guys, some SEC guys. I mean, there's about 90 people in there. You get access to that. You get in there, you talk football. We get in a StreamYard, kind of like what me and Matthew are doing right here, but it's not live. And, we talk football nonstop. So, $5 a month get you access to that. And it's just a fun time. And I would strongly encourage it.
Yeah, guys, I mean, it's a great time. It's not that expensive, $5 a month. Like you said, D4, I don't know if you mentioned this, but if you send a super chat, you can use that money from the super chat towards a month of the Patreon. So go over, do that. If you send a super chat, if you haven't, just go subscribe or go sign up for the Patreon. It really helps out Mark, what he's building, and you get to have fun while doing it. $5 is nothing anymore, guys. It's a great deal. So thank you for that, guys. Next up, obviously, D4, who right now, if you had to bet, who do you think would win the Big 12?
The way it's looking, Kansas State.
I had them. I believe I had preseason prediction was Kansas State and Baylor. I don't think Baylor's making anymore. I think it's probably going to be Kansas. Right now, I would agree. I think it's between Kansas State and Oklahoma State are the teams that look the best. Now, that can change from week to week because we saw Kansas State lose to Tulane, then beat Oklahoma, and then today win again versus Texas Tech. And Adrian Martinez looks really good. He looks like Colin Klein did back in the day. So that's going to be very interesting. I think Kansas, by the way, should be ranked. I don't know why they weren't ranked before this game. They have to be ranked now. TCU has to be ranked as well. That should be a top 25 matchup. You have College Game Day actually going there next week, which is crazy when you have Bama versus A&M. You have Texas versus Oklahoma, and they're going TCU going to TCU versus Kansas. So that's interesting. Kansas, if they win next week, I think we really have to put some serious stock into them winning the Big 12. Like
Yeah.
they could legitimately win the Big 12 if they win next week.
Listen, I think they legitimately have the best quarterback in the Big 12 right now.
They might have the best quarterback in the country, other than Caleb Williams and
Well,
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, Bryce Young may have something to say about
Yeah,
that.
Bryce Young, I'm not including because I don't know how long he's going to be out. But if you have, it's between Jalen Daniels, CJ Stroud, and then obviously Cameron Williams. But that's, I mean, those are the three right now. If Bryce Young is out for the season, which is pretty crazy to think that Kansas has a top 3 quarterback in the country. But hey, I mean,
what's up, Brock, in the comment section? Have they said how long that Bryce Young will be out?
and to be honest,
Or have they done X-rays? Have they done all that good stuff and everything? I haven't really. I've been watching games, and I really haven't got to look into Twitter feeds or anything like that. Sprained his arm. He's day to day. Okay.
if you sprain your throwing arm, there's no way he plays next week. I don't see that happening.
Well, they have A&M next week, and Jalen Milroe. He's not Bryce Young, but he is probably one of the fastest dudes on the team. And he can get it done against that
Oh yeah,
abysmal A&M offense.
yeah. If you score 21 points, you'll beat A&M. So,
like I said, it is a great day when A&M, and it's 11:45 Eastern time, and Oklahoma still sucks.
they do. They're really bad on defense. Like really bad. But yeah, A&M is abysmal. How about this? We combine the Oklahoma defense with the A&M offense. They get a win.
No. I'm just I'm not going to talk too much because we have them next week. If we beat them, we get that monkey off our back. I'll say all I want, but it's going to be interesting watching West Virginia and Oklahoma play, just to say the least.
See, this is what I enjoy somewhat, or this is what's funny about college football. At the beginning of the year, we all thought Ohio State and Alabama were on a different level, and then we watched the games. We're like, no, this team's on this level too. No, this team's on this level too. But at the end of the day, I think it's still like if Bryce Young's healthy, I still think it's Ohio State and Alabama because Georgia, I don't know what the hell is going on the last couple weeks. It has not been good. Georgia, I think, barely escaped today, 26-22 versus Georgia or versus Missouri. And Missouri is one of the 15 to 20 worst Division I teams in the country. They are not good at all. So that is very pathetic by Georgia put on that type of effort versus that type of team on the road. I don't know what's wrong with them. I'd have to go and watch the game. Obviously, on the SEC network, I wasn't able to watch it, especially since Texas was playing at the same time. But I think there's basically this gap between 1 and 2, Alabama at full strength with Bryce Young and Ohio State with CJ Stroud, and then everyone else. And it's going to be interesting who the number 3 and 4 teams are, because I'm not sure anymore that Georgia is going to make it through this season undefeated or even with one loss.
That Tennessee game is looking really interesting.
And even if somehow Anthony Richardson plays above his skis like he did versus Utah, I mean, Florida could surprise him too, but I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, that Tennessee game is going to be very interesting. That's the one thing I mean, there's many things I hate about the AP poll, but one of them is they overrate the hell out of SEC teams. Like, there's no way in hell Kentucky was the 7th best team in the country. And we saw that today. I don't think Tennessee, what were they, 10? I don't think Tennessee's the 10th best team in the country. But at this point, I mean, I don't know who else to put there because there's so much parity.
I would have to disagree. I agree on the Kentucky part, but Tennessee has the number 1 offense in the nation. So that's why I give them props, having the number 1 offense. You've seen I know you didn't get to see it, but I had different screens going on, and it looked like Missouri, was pushing Georgia around a little bit. When they went north-south, they were getting things done. But when they tried to get cute is when they ended up failing. But
yeah. The thing is about Georgia, they've always had the speed. What made their team different from what made last year's team different is you had Jordan Davis and those big guys up the middle that were able to plug the middle and make everyone try to bounce outside. And you have guys like Nakobe Dean chasing you down. You're not going to be able to withstand that. Now they really don't have that great like their defense line's still really good, but it's not what it was last year. Like that's an all-time great defensive line last year. So now you're able to hit them in the mouth a little bit. And there's a lot of SEC teams in the SEC that can do that. I'd have to look at their schedule again. Obviously, they play Kentucky. That will be a good game. Like I said, Kentucky's not the 7th best team in the country, but they're a top 20 team, and they could play with them. And you got Will Levis, who has been very good at quarterback. So that will be an interesting game. I really like Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is the underrated team in the SEC. They're playing really good defense now with all those transfers coming over, and they have a decent quarterback in Jackson Dart, and they have Lane Kiffin, who's one of the 3 best play callers in the country. So I really like Ole Miss.